So hey everyone, this is the new set. I'm not completely dialed in yet, but I wanted to get a video out. There's a lot to talk about, and this is the new late night set. There's 4 other sets that are almost completed, and I have some tech guys helping me out, dialing in all the camera rigs, but I decided to give it a go with this one myself, just to get a video out. So, yeah. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about going on in the city. We had a city council meeting this past Tuesday, yesterday, or you're probably seeing this on Thursday. But this past Tuesday, we had a city council meeting. A lot of things were discussed. One of the big issues that was discussed was the situation that happened with the floors at Taconic High School and Pittsfield High School. And for those of you that don't know, I did a video with one of the teachers from there, with the art teacher, Lisa Ostolino, and it just talked about the situation that happened when they decided to have their contractor come into the schools, both high schools, on the same day and refinish the gymnasium floors, which caused a whole mess with toxic, I don't know if they were toxic or not, but with fumes, with odors. It got people sick, headaches, that kind of thing. And as a result, the superintendent dismissed school early on one of the days. The city councilors had asked for the superintendent to come in and give them a presentation onto what happened and where we are moving forward, which our superintendent of the Pittsfield Public Schools, Joe Curtis, did do. And it was an interesting conversation. First, it started with Dan Elias, who I think is the vice chair or co-chair or something like that of the school committee. And he got up and spoke and basically said that he was just there as a courtesy to the mayor and to the council, that the school committee is an elected body, that they handle these situations. And basically, the way I interpreted it is Mr. Elias was saying that he doesn't owe the city council any explanation, but he was doing it as a courtesy. I think some of the councilors found that a little abrasive. Councilor Persip said, look, you know, I've had a lot of my constituents contact me about this issue. They wanted to know what was going on. He made note of, he got more inquiries on this than he did taxes going up, which I thought was odd. I thought, well, maybe I should do a video again on taxes going up, if he'd like to get some calls on that one also. But, you know, he kind of said, look, this is the deal. I mean, a lot of people were seriously concerned about this. We're talking about the health of our staff, faculty, and the students, most importantly. So it was a serious issue. And he felt that, look, we hear from the constituents, so you do owe us some kind of explanation. And I agreed with that. Superintendent Curtis, then he got up and spoke and basically said he handled this the best he could. I think they kind of stuck with the mistake thing. When Counselor Kalinowski said to him, it looked like nobody was taking responsibility for this, though. How did this happen in both schools? Somebody had to sign off on this. It wasn't just an accident or a mistake. Somebody had to sign off, cancel and rearrange gym classes and use of the gymnasium for this contractor to be able to enter the building and do the work. And she wanted to see in the future, moving forward, that our own custodial staff takes care of the floors rather than an outside contractor. And it sounded like superintendent agreed with that. And he said that he did take responsibility for what happened, and he put an apology out on social media, on their Facebook page. Speaking of that, also, Counselor Persip said, well, you know, we see everything on social media, and I take that for what it is. I really don't pay attention to it. I found that hilarious because, you know, I identified this a long time ago. Social media is the future, and we've headed down that road. Facebook itself is not a platform like TikTok or Instagram where, you know, you can get thousands of likes for a picture you post or something. Facebook is an older demographic, mainly a 30 and up audience, and people looking for content. And that's what it is. Digital creators are in huge demand right now, and local content is appealing to people. And to think that social media is not a serious platform, social media is the future. I totally see, down the road, not that far down the road, where social media combined with streaming services is going to replace the old school media that we see of radio and cable and all that. It's on its way out. Social media is the future. Podcasting is the future. It's more personable. It's more local. Like this. This is a Pittsfield show. And some of the surrounding bedroom communities, Dalton, Lanesboro, things like that. But it's a local show. And you see more of that, I think, nationally. So social media is something to pay attention to. That gives people a voice. I think social media should be regulated, not heavy regulations, but regulations like a phone is. You shouldn't be able to open accounts under fake names. You shouldn't be able to have all these multiple accounts under different names. You shouldn't be able to bully and harass people online. You shouldn't be able to do any of that. Your account should be registered and tied to you, just like you would with a phone. You can't bully and harass people on a phone without repercussions, and you shouldn't be able to do it on social media. So, like this platform, I'm registered with Facebook as a podcast, as an op-ed. I register as a political platform also, which I guess I kind of am because I do talk about political and social issues. And I am personally accountable for the content on here, and filled out an agreement for that. And I try to stay as close as I can to within those margins to make sure that everything is running smooth. So as far as Councilor Persip saying that, you hear that a lot. I've heard that from local radio personalities. Well, it's just social media. People like to complain on social media. That's putting down people. People like to voice their opinion, and all social media should be taken for what it is. And I think Councilor Persip and other councilors know that. I mean, there's a reason that some of the ARPA funds went to this like Love Pittsfield thing in Business Pittsfield. They gave money to social media influencers to come in and try to bring attention to Pittsfield. Just like Superintendent Joe Curtis said, he put an apology out on Facebook. Just like the city of Pittsfield has a Facebook page and they post things on there. The police department and city councilors, just like Councilor Persip. So you have to take social media seriously. You have to let people be heard, and that's what it is. I mean, that's what this is for. And when used correctly, social media is a powerful tool. And like I said, with Facebook is an important platform. And it's an older demographic now. When I say older, a 30 and up demographic that is looking for content. So anyway, that was that. If you haven't seen that council meeting, that one's definitely worth checking out. We have been reassured by Superintendent Curtis that will never happen again. They're going to make sure that scheduling and how the floors and all that is going to be done in the future, that this doesn't happen again, because this wasn't the first time. And if you haven't checked out the interview I did with Lisa Ostolino, that's on the website also. You can check it out there, or you can scroll down and find it on the Facebook page or on the YouTube page. So I just wanted to make sure I got this video out, though. I know it's been a while, and I'm close. The studio is almost done. It's just finishing some of the technical details, dialing in cameras and things like that, and adjusting some lighting and all that good stuff. But this is the main set. I've got a bunch of guests that will be coming on soon. Some of them that have appeared before, but in this format, which I think is just a better format, and it should be interesting. And musical guests, I'm looking to book a musical guest or stand-up comedian performers on every show. So much like you've seen on late night formats, it will be 2 guests, interview style, and a musical or performance guest, which I also have a separate stage set in here for that also. So I'm really excited about moving this forward and growing it. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the support of everyone in the community, And I've got a lot of businesses that are involved in sponsoring some new segments that are going to be coming up. So I'm really excited about that. And we have a busy year coming for mayor. We already know that we have Peter Marchetti, our city council president, and John Kroll, our former city council vice president, that have both announced their intentions to run. So I've talked to John Kroll. He'll be coming on the show soon. Peter, get in touch with me or I'll send you a message. I'd love to have Peter on. As far as Linda Tyre running, I've said this a million times for the past year, and I know most of you know that. I don't believe Linda Tyre will run. I couldn't see Peter Marchetti running against Linda Tyre. He's been one of her biggest supporters. He's endorsed her both times, and he has supported her entire platform. And I never thought she was going to run for a third term. She could surprise us all, but I don't see that happening. But anyway, maybe Peter will give us some insight if he's willing to come on again, and I'd love to have him. So that is it for now. I'll get another video up once I get all this dialed in and everything good to go, but we should be probably by next week official launch and with a schedule from that point forward, and there'll be a lot of other stuff to talk about. So that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll catch you all very soon.